in many ways, that was an awakening. In many ways, that was my second chance at life, if you will, or a rebirth by the spirit of that woman coming to me, like the Holy Mother. It was giving me another chance. And that was the deeper meaning for it now. And I can't help but think of all the mothers and grandmothers who lost their children to the residential school policy, where their kids, their babies, their 5, 6 year olds were ripped away from their loving arms, ripped away from families and communities and a way of life. To me, that's what that Holy Mother figure represented, to give me a second chance to honor motherhood and to honor all women, because I learned that in order to, I've learned through the years that you have to honor all women, because when you honor all women, you honor everybody. One of the things that I really honor is in January of 1998, for example, a woman minister of the Crown, Jane Stewart, when she was Minister of Indian Affairs, issued a statement of apology. And I could still remember some of her words where she said, "So if you think in any way this was your fault," she said to survivors, "it was not your fault," she said. And for that, the Government of Canada is truly sorry. At the time, I really realized that I was not spiritually healthy. And so, I'm not an overly religious person, but I have great respect for spirituality. And that's one of the things that it did to me, was it gave me a rebirth of my own spirituality, because at that time I was still spiritually confused because of the residential school system. So that in itself, the spirituality is a lifelong process as well, but that was a key point. Then I think of having respect for the teaching of our elders, listening to them, their wisdom, it makes, it's only common sense that now, when I think about it, when your grandparents and your parents teach you about respect the elements, respect what's out there. Yes, it's beautiful out there, and Mother Earth, Mother Nature can be really good to you. But she could also turn against you in the sense that there's harsh elements out there. So you got to respect the land. You got to respect the elements. You take shelter when you need to take shelter. And I don't mean just physically. Sometimes we have to take a rest in terms of what we're doing and get our bearings straight, whether we're talking spiritually or our journey in our careers or whatever. We have to take a stop, look around, assess where we are in order to move forward. And that teaching was so strong that night. And it's something that I think about in the redress process of the Indian residential school legacy. That sometimes we have to take a reality check in order to know where we've been, where we've come from, where we are, to move forward. And I say that in relation to the next generation and so on. And I talk about this incident too, also when I talk to young people, you know. So it has many different fronts in terms of why that happened.